Alright, we're back. Now, what were we doing? Yes, we were using this altar and doing something I completely forgot we could have done. Dropping everything on it. If you find an altar and drop stuff on it, it'll let you know if it's cursed, uncursed, or blessed. So let's just drop everything. If you press capital D, it'll let you drop multiple items. In this case, you just press X for all the ones you don't know. Press period to choose all of them. And I'll just escape. If you press enter, see if it says amber flash, that means it's blessed. If it says black flash, it means it's cursed. And if nothing else, it's just uncursed. So now we know. Cool. Alright, so this is uncursed. Our chances of learning it are not very good, but let's hold on to it just, well, dang, do I want to read it? Because it's good to know a spell early on, even if you never use it, because after 20,000 turns, you'll forget it. And then trying to cast will give you confusion, which is actually useful sometimes, especially late near the end of the game. I'll get into that when we get there. Okay. Let me think here. Alright, we need to do it at a safe location, I think. Because those things, if you fail to read it, can make you freeze in place and stuff. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go into the store, which is usually pretty safe. Well, there's a monster there, but okay. No, come back here. Come in here. No! Arr, darn cat. That darn cat. Come on, get in here. Okay, here we go. Okay. Close. Alright, let's give it a go. Let's try reading it. Our chances are only, let me see, intelligence is 10, add 4 to that, 14. So that means 15 subtract twice the level, so that's 13 times 5. That's 65% chance. It's might as well try. Let's read. Alright. That didn't work. You can move again. See what happens was that we got frozen for a while. You might notice that the turns went up a little. Let's try it again. Dang, that didn't work. Oh, and it got teleported. Sometimes it'll teleport you. And sometimes it'll self-destruct. Well, that wasn't too great, but I figured it was worth it. Now I have to go get back and get my pet. You know, I might as well get this. I could probably use it. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't mention Valkyries are always female for, I guess, obvious reasons, but normally you get to choose if you're male or female. There is an amulet of change which switches your gender, so if you're a so you can actually become a male Valkyrie that way. For the most part, it's really just a cosmetic change. There are very, very few things where it matters. Mostly it's just whether it's when dealing with the incubi or succubi. And even then, it doesn't really make a difference because, the female ones are attracted to the incubi and vice versa. I mean, the characters. So, and since there's a 50% chance of encountering each, it really doesn't make much of a difference. Now I'll help kill it. Okay, let's try offering this. Yeah, press enter, get through this. Let's try offering it and see if we can convert this altar. Yes, now it's lawful. Now, you can get special weapons if you sacrifice and you have a chance of getting them. We don't want that. Here's why. As a lawful Valkyrie, we can get a special weapon called Excalibur once we're level 5 using our longsword. Now, each time a special artifact is generated, when you have too many of them, it'll make it so if you try to wish for them later on, when you can wish for things, you don't have a guaranteed chance of getting an artifact. If 2 or more have been generated, and sometimes they're just randomly generated, they're just randomly there, if there's 2 or more, then you don't have a 100% chance, and wishing for some of those can be quite useful. We'll get into that later on when we encounter wishing, but the point is you don't want there to be too many artifacts around. So if we can get Excalibur, that's all we need. Just for the record, though, the first sacrifice artifact that Valkyrie gets is always this thing called Mjolnir, which is a decent weapon, and we'll probably be dealing with it, talking about it when we actually get it. But Excalibur is better, I think. Okay. Let's go here. Let's keep going downwards. Yes, I did mention that before, but these stairs lead downwards. There's different levels, of course, and that's how you progress in the game. You keep going down. And sometimes up, yeah. But we'll get to that later. Ooh, food ration. Nice. Search. See, as you can see, well, I mean, sorry, that was me accidentally pressing space. Here, while we can move here and that, normally, if we were carrying more things, we couldn't, because you can't pass through it. You see something like this, usually means there's a hidden square, so I'm going to be pressing S to search. Not appearing. There it is, finally! That thing to our left that appeared, that's the hidden square. That's what we were searching for. Let's take a look down here. Oh, and of course, because I'm dumb, hang on a sec, we have this ring. Okay, this is not... Oh yeah, of course I didn't need to drop it to let the cat look at it. We know it's uncursed. Let's see what happens when we put it on. Well, I've got no idea what that does, huh? Well, they're usually positive effects, especially when they're not cursed. Okay, we saw... Oh, dang, was it... Hang on. If you press Control P, it'll display the things you just saw. Now, we saw someone heard someone cursing shoplifters. Was that the previous level or this? I think it was the previous level. Let's go back up. The reason we went down is because sometimes you'll encounter trapdoors which will plunge you forward several levels. It's good to know that because if we had been thrown onto that level, now we know where the upstairs is, which makes it easier to navigate it. Alright. Awesome. Level 3. Okay. Just a few more before we can go and try to get Excalibur. Although I'd prefer to get level 7. At level 7, Valkyries gain speed, which makes them, well, faster. Which makes you more equipped to deal with some of the negative things that can happen when you try to dip your longsword in a fountain to get Excalibur. Okay, nothing there. A tin. That's nice. A tin basically is a food, but it'll usually be sort of the corpse of an animal. What this is useful is because some corpses, when you eat them, you can gain stuff, like a poison resistance. What's useful about tins is that they make it so corpses that normally would be poisonous or acidic don't have that. But other negative things from a corpse still apply, so keep that in mind. Let's try eating it and see what we get. Newts. Okay, sure. Yes. Oh, rotten newt. Great. Oh well. Yeah, that's an annoyance. Newt is good to eat because it can increase your power sometimes. Alright. Here, I'm just going to wait here. See, when you eat rotten food, it can make you confused, stunned. Confused and stunned, well, the important thing is that it makes it so that you'll often be going in a different direction than you want. What did it say? Okay. Alright, now that's done. There are ways to cure it, but we don't have those ways yet, so... Okay, we gotta find that store. Maybe it'll have something really good in it. Dang, if I had known we would be encountering another one, I would not have done this. I mean, I wouldn't have purchased that food, especially because we've found so much. Lichen corpses, lichen, I don't know. They never decay, so it's not a problem to carry them around. Okay, we can't open this door, and it's locked. So, and we don't have a way to unlock it, like a key. So what we do is we kick it down. So, K, in that direction, there we go. Level 4, nice. Just a note though, the higher the level you are and the lower the level, the dungeon level you are on, the harder the monsters will be. It depends on both, so that basically makes it so that you won't be encountering stuff that's too terribly dangerous normally. For example, you generally won't be encountering an Archlich, you know, on level 2. Closed for inventory. Ah, great. Here's a problem. When the store says closed for inventory, the door is locked. Watch. Here's the problem. If you try to kick it open, the shopkeeper will get angry at you and start attacking. And shopkeepers will be able to kill us very easily this early on in the game. You need a key or a lockpick or a credit card. Those can be used to unlock things to get through. In which case, I'll have no problem with you. So we're just going to have to leave this until we find one of those. Now, I should have done this before. I should have had the pet curse tested. Oh, why do I keep making all these mistakes? This one looks cursed. See, this time I'm going to name an individual item B. So what were they? I'm just going to put cursed to indicate that I think it might be cursed. Alright, well, we found that, so now let's continue going downward. We're doing pretty well so far. I mean, our armor class is -1. That's pretty good for this. Here. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Oh. Okay, by the way, in case you were wondering, this is a sink. They can do several things, but the main thing is that you can drop rings. It'll give you a message, and based on that message, you can figure out what kind of ring it is. The problem? You will usually lose the ring in doing so. Therefore, you're best off doing it only with rings you have multiple copies of. So if we had like 2 topaz rings, that would be something else. Ooh, I think that's a floating eye. Let's double check. If you do question mark and then choose D, you can, and then yes, you can point this at something. You know, you just move this around the same as you normally do. So let's press. Yeah, that's a floating eye. Oh yeah, more info. Might as well take a look. Blah, blah, blah. It does mention their ability to paralyze here. Usually, using that information isn't the most useful, but in this case it is. Why is it problematic? Well, it says it right here. If you attack it, and you aren't blind, and you don't have reflection, and you don't have, if you're not blind, or don't have reflection, or don't have a ring of free action, then it'll freeze you for a very, very lengthy amount of time. And during which case, any other animal, any other monster can just pop up and kill you. The best way to kill them is using projectiles, but we don't really have any of those, so we're just going to have to be very careful about this. Hopefully our pet won't be attacking it and get frozen itself. Floating eyes are why you should be careful when wandering around. You can sometimes just walk straight into them if you're not paying attention. Especially if you're human, because they don't have infravision. One of the disadvantages of humans is they don't have that. It basically lets you see warm-blooded enemies in the dark. For example, these corridors we're in right now, they're all dark. You can't actually see things that aren't next to you if you don't have a light source. But infravision will let you see warm enemies. What was that? Oh, noisy in the distance. That just means, you know, the pet is fighting something. A hobbit? Yeah, they're peaceful to us because we're, you know, like dwarvish. But sometimes those will have mithril coats, and those are really useful. So, sorry, hobbit, you have to die. Oh, was it elven day or no mithril coat? Man, you died for nothing. Ooh, silver arrows! Oh, that's good. Now we might be able to use that to kill the floating eye. And if you eat their corpses, you gain telepathy, which is useful. Okay, careful. Where'd it go? Did the pet kill it? Oh no, there it is. Although if you are able to kill it in one hit, it won't reflect back at you. So, yeah, okay, press uppercase Q for quiver. Let's choose this. Quiver just makes things a little faster. If you want to throw something, normally you press T and then the letter of what it is. Quivering something just lets you press F and it'll automatically choose that. So let's try to do this. Alright, there we go. By the way, you can actually attack them when they're next to you if you're doing it in this way. It's just you can't directly melee attack them without the risk of getting frozen. Nope, nothing here. Now, where's the entrance to the Gnomish Mines? There's normally an entrance to that on levels 2 through 4. Oh! Kitten, oh, it attacked the eye. There's another eye right there. That's actually might be good for us because we can, maybe get that telepathy. Telepathy is really nice. The basic thing is that when you're blind, you can see all the sentient enemies on the level. Not like zombies and stuff because they're not sentient, but, these things. Like, for example, these count as sentient. Alright, let's try it. Yes, alright, eat it! That mental acuity means we got telepathy. Unfortunately, our kitten is still, frozen. See how it's still, frozen after we walked all that way around? That just shows how long you can get frozen by a floating eye. Oh, it went down that. What was this exact? What kind of trap? Teleportation trap. Alright, that means it got teleported to a random place on this floor. I'm trying to search to see if I can find a hidden thing. See it carrying too much? We've just got too much right now. So let's try to keep searching. If you see the time going up and nothing, I'm not moving, it's usually just because I'm searching. Come on. Come on, there's nothing here either. Oh, there we go. Sometimes you have to search so many times to find something. And all it did was bring it up here. Okay, let's try doing here. There we go. Search. No, it's just this little sort of alcove. Elven dagger. Don't really need that. Yeah, the dagger you start with isn't that useful. Oh, there's a door right there I didn't see. Okay, come on. I want to find the Dwarvish Mines. I want to go down that dungeon branch. Where is it? Maybe we missed it. Oh, giant ant. Okay, that wasn't too hard. Leprechaun. Okay, these can be annoying because they will steal your gold and then teleport away. But if you don't have gold, they can't do that, although they are quick. Come on. Yes. And they usually have some gold. Don't want to eat their corpse because it can give you teleportitis, which will make you randomly teleport around. Which is great, actually, if you got teleport control, but we don't have that. Yeah, there's so many things we don't have yet. Alright, let's try going up. See if we can find the Gnomish Mines entrance, because it's got to be somewhere. It's on levels 2, 3, or 4. Oh, here! I found it and I totally missed it. It's the other one that's going down. Alright, let me wait for my pet to get here. Ah, whoops. Wrong button. Alright, let's get over here. Okay, I guess we'll kill these things. A whistle, nice. Let's see what kind of whistle it is. High whistling. I mean, it's a tin whistle. They can be used to wake up monsters, which usually only matters if you're a knight, because knights get a small penalty for attacking sleeping monsters. Usually not enough for me to really worry about it, but, it's a thing. But that doesn't apply here. The bigger thing is that it'll make your pets sort of come towards you. It's not as good as a magic whistle, though, because those will make your pets warp straight to you. It's still decent, though. Might as well hold on to it. Already got a Orcish helm. Oh, wait, no. I went up. It's the other one we need to go down that I totally missed because I am blind, apparently. Let's check all this stuff. I'm just pressing escape because it automatically figures it out. Okay, so yeah, that thing is cursed. Might as well name it to... Well, whoops. What was the thing? Oh, S. B. S. If you want to remove a name, just press space after this and press enter. You know, I do want to have an idea of what kind of a ring this is, so one sec. Okay, that means it costs 200. That's good. Rings that cost 200 are basically always safe if they're uncursed, because if the ones that have a disadvantage, you can usually just take off. There's a few ones. The cheaper ones are sometimes some of them aren't like necessarily safe or beneficial, like Ring of Hunger or Ring of Sustainability, which makes it so your abilities won't change. You know, intelligence and all that stuff, which can sometimes be good, but is usually a hassle. So you don't want to necessarily be wearing those, but there's no easy way to identify them without, say, an identify scroll. But here, every 200, everything is good as long as you're uncursed, because you can easily remove it if it's one of the negative ones, like I think a Ring of Teleportation. Okay, so let's go down. Alright, Gnomish Mines. Now let me see, are the gnomes friendly to me? I am a dwarf, so they often are. Yes, peaceful. If you're a dwarf or a gnome, they'll generally leave you alone. That makes these things way easier. Oh wow, it's the same spellbook we found. Our pet can attack them, though. These can be pretty... this place can be pretty dangerous otherwise. What kind of food is that? Okay, just a carrot. I wanted to see if it was something's corpse. Sometimes something might fall into a trap and die. What's this? Oh, what kind of stone? Oh, just rocks, meh. Also, there's sometimes there's traps in these levels. I mean, that's true about everything, but there's actually some guaranteed on the mine levels. Let's keep going down. We want to find Mine Town. Come on. Wait, you sense a faint wave of psychic energy? There's a mind flare? Why is there a mind flare? I'll get into mind flares next video. See you then.